You're at a baseball game and your hot dog falls in a dirt or something like that. You just pick it up, you blow it off, and you'd eat it.
I learned a lot in my life as a teen, preteen from cartoons. I learned a lot from South Park, and I learned the existence of a fine dining Mexican restaurant.
Casa Bonita, food and fun in a festive atmosphere. Casa Bonita.
Casa Bonita is a real ass place.
Yeah, For a long time, it was a real place.
It still exists.
No, I mean it exists now,
Yeah,
but it was not just at that time. Like for a couple of decades, I think beforehand. And I think it was a chain too. So they had multiple Casa Bonita.
When I was 12 or whatever, when I saw this, I did not know that was a real place.
Yeah.
I had no clue, which I appreciate that it was, because they are taking real things from their Colorado upbringing to incorporate into the TV show. But it's not only a real place. It, like the way Cartman describes it in the episode, like going to all like the music and those, it's an event. It's an immersive experience. It's not just food. I don't even know if the food's good. Honestly, it seems like the food would probably be bad based on all the. It looks like Rainforest Cafe inside.
Yep, but that's okay. Like if you know what you're going into it being like, okay, this is not the best Mexican food. Like I'm going for the cliff divers.
Right, and their kid in the episode. They're going for Kyle's birthday. So a kid's birthday party. The venue is gonna suck. Like the food's gonna suck. It's laser tag,
Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese, which I've said in previous episodes, I've never been to Chuck E. Cheese. Never will in my life.
The Rat Casino.
The Rat Casino.
The Rat Casino.
Oh, did you ever do play it again sports? Play it all sports?
That's a...
Is that after?
No, play it again sports.
No, not play it again. Play exam. What's the fucking thing where it's like...
That's like a secondhand
equipment
store.
The name is close. They have like trampolines we can play basketball on, kind of like that sport that used to be on TNT.
Slam ball?
Yeah. It's like a whole complex. It might be closed now. I can't imagine something like this would have survived COVID, but it had like a bunch of different indoor games.
No.
Okay.
That's not something...
Well, we had a lot of kids' birthday parties there, or like a roller rink.
Yeah.
Kids' birthday parties, the idea of them gross me out now. Like going to laser tag, or bowling's another one. Bowling grosses me out, period. But going to laser tag and like touching those guns that a bunch of different Rugrats have touched and like picked their nose and then touched, and like there's so many germs in that. And then you go to like the party room and there's like Sbarro or Domino's or whatever, and a bunch of kids running around screaming.
Yeah, but see, here's my theory on this, okay? Recently, and COVID has kind of exacerbated all of this, but recently, this whole like notion of like germs and like other people touching stuff and like we got to hand sanitize and like it seems to be becoming like more in vogue. Like it's not something that was like
being a germaphobe is in vogue.
Yes, kind of. Yes, to a certain extent. I mean, it's not like it didn't exist before. Obviously, as referenced by the movie What About Bob?
Hello, I'm Bob. Would you knock me out, please?
Which is from the 90s, and so it existed. But like it's become kind of in vogue to be like, no, I'm a germaphobe. Like, don't touch me. Like,
is it in vogue or are people actually thinking about germs more?
I feel like in vogue because it's like more and more people, even before COVID, right? Like you would run into more and more people who would just be more germaphobe and like outwardly germaphobe, and it's kind of accepted in that manner. And then COVID kind of really got the ball rolling on that, where everyone was like, stay away from me, don't touch me, don't anything. But like my theory is that because growing up in the 80s and early 90s, you would just like, if something fell in the dirt, like you're at a baseball game and your hot dog falls in a dirt or something like that, you just pick it up, you blow it off, and you'd eat it.
The fuck no, you wouldn't.
You fucking would. You absolutely would. You absolutely would. It was a totally different time where it was like you would drink out of lead pipes on the side of the house on the hose because you wouldn't go inside.
I did that.
There were so many other things that you were just like, you just did these things because you didn't want to waste it or you didn't want to like whatever. And so the theory is because people are being more germaphobe on this and like hand sanitizer is more of a thing, that all these diseases and shit are popping up and like going crazy and like people are sick more and people are like all this. I'm not saying that COVID had anything to do with it, but like things like that. It's like it's gotten to the point where it's like the kids are not basically ingesting dirt or like exchanging germs or like going to laser tag and like touching the guns and then going eating their Smarro pizza,
And then touching the gun
and then
again,
touching the gun again,
pizza
and it's like
grease on the
greasy
gun.
everywhere, right? Like
Oh, God.
it's just not happening. Like
don't-
people are getting sick more.
Okay. So
Like it's never been a problem for me. Like even now, like I have no problem with most of that.
I mean, to your point, I think you're right, because now I would never hand sanitize after just doing anything. Like now I sanitize after I ride a bike. I sanitize, like I make sure I wash my hands if I've just been out, like to the store.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that part is true. And you've told me once before that I probably would have benefited from going to Chuck E. Cheese as a kid, because I probably would have been protected against weird diseases that are going to be...
Like I am.
Yeah.
I mean, look, the simple fact is I've had COVID 3 times now at this point, and every time it's been no more than like the most mild of colds, even like not even beyond that, sometimes even less than that. I'm convinced that's because of my upbringing
Because you
with
ate
all
hot
of the
dogs that you
germs,
dropped
eating
on the
like
floor.
hot dogs on the floor, going to laser tag, going to Chuck E. Cheese. My immune system is so robust. They are battling everything, and it's not a problem for me. And I don't think that, unfortunately, kids nowadays have that benefit.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, your kids might not be old enough yet to go to like laser tag birthday parties, but there was like one a year. No, probably more than that. Like,
Oh yeah.
it was the go-to spot for birthday parties, and now the thought of that like makes me sick to my stomach. It makes me depressed to think of the parent who's standing there with like all the 2 liters of pop and the Sbarro pizza and the kids running around. And just like I feel so bad for the parents. I feel so bad for my mom. I feel bad for all my friends' moms.
It is hard doing those, like doing kids' birthday parties. And I'll step back a little bit and say that they do have something kind of similar. So what they have now is, you know how you can rent a bounce house, right, for a birthday?
Yeah.
They have places. In fact, there's one not too far from where we are right now that it's just a giant warehouse full of these bounce houses and stuff. Like just bounce houses
Also,
everywhere.
like play it all sports. That you
It
said
must
didn't
be,
exist.
yeah. And like the kids are like, they're sockless. Some of them are like, I don't know, they get drool coming out of their mouth or whatever. They're going, so they have some of it, but like all of the like washing the hands and the hand sanitizer and things like that, like, I don't know. I still feel like maybe that is contributing to why my son is sick like every 3 weeks. Like he's got a mild cold every 3 weeks.
But if they were exposed to more germs, they would be sick all
If
the
they were
time,
exposed
too,
to more germs, I
building
feel
an immune
like
system.
they would like at the beginning, until your immune system like catches up to everything, you might be sick every couple of weeks. But then once your immune system catches up, like you're good to go. Like you get sick once or twice a year and that's it.
I guess. I don't know. Kids' birthday parties just depress the hell out of me.
Well, kids' birthday parties depress the hell out of me, and I have to go to them. So
I think something, if I have kids, that I'll lie to them about. We're talking about Santa and whatever. In a previous episode that was recorded on a different day. I think I'll lie to my kids and tell them they don't have birthdays. Until see how long we get away with that. Until like they're 7 or 8, they might catch on.
I mean, well, they don't let them bring in like snacks and stuff to school anymore. Like you can't bring in like cupcakes or like
for your birthday.
for like your birthday. Like if you had a birthday
man.
today,
For-
like
'cause-
you can't bring that in. You could bring in like pencils or
'Cause it's not
erasers
healthy?
because of peanut allergies and like
Oh.
other things like that. So even if you went and bought the peanut-free cupcakes, which are really fucking expensive.
Which
you
of
still
regular
can,
cupcakes have peanuts in them?
well,
What
but
do you
they like make them on a
Oh, a
different
different- yeah,
area,
okay.
like
Yeah, yeah.
using special equipment
you.
and like whatever.
This has been the Peanuts Corner.
They will not let like no candy, no snacks, no anything. Like you couldn't
See-
even bring in like a popcorn ball, like the worst of the Halloween
Oh, those are
treats,
so gross.
if you wanted to. Like you could no food. You can only bring in like pencils and erasers and shit.
See, I feel like when we were growing up, peanut allergies did not exist. That's a new
Yeah,
thing.
I mean, I feel
did
like
not know a single kid growing up who had a peanut allergy.
right.
And I know like 5 people now who have
Yep.
peanut allergies who will die if they have a peanut.
If they look
That's
at a
new
peanut,
thing.
yeah, like you look at a peanut and it's like you're automatically an anaphylactic shock.
Anyway, so kids' birthday parties. I must have gone to like a Rainforest Cafe birthday at some point. I don't really remember, but that's kind of this kind of vibe.
Yeah, I
Is-
mean, for sure. And to this episode, right? Like I feel like we all knew somebody that was having a birthday party, but it was a small birthday party and
Yeah,
it
and
wasn't
you're excluded.
everybody
Yeah.
and you're excluded. And so you're trying to do anything you can to get to that birthday party because it's like really cool. Like I know you said like laser tag is not your jam, but like let's say it was laser tag. You'd be like, man, I really want to go to laser tag. Like,
Oh,
let me come to your birthday. Like, let me be
Yeah.
invited to your birthday. And you're like, no, you're not invited to my birthday. I'm only inviting like 4 people to this birthday type of thing.
Let me be clear. I loved laser tag as a kid. I took it very seriously and very competitively. Just in hindsight, it's gross. But there was always, there was the party where it was very small, and then you knew who your friends were. It was like the MySpace top 8.
Yeah.
And you're out of the top 8, and you're like, this guy's not my fucking friend anymore. And then there was, on the flip side, there was the kid, usually the rich kid in the class,
Yeah.
who would invite the entire grade. We had one, he's a good friend of mine now, but he invited like the entire grade to his country club for a birthday party one year. Like that's the complete opposite. There was always people who invited way too many, and then people who just like had these small birthday parties.
Yeah.
So like that rings true.
Yeah. Well, like in grade school, I had one friend who we're still close now at this point, but we were not so close that I was included in this birthday party. His dad was a member of the club on Jackson.
Played against
No, not played against.
University club?
No, not the university club.
2 hours later.
Union League club?
Union League club. Yeah. So his
You had a
dad.
kid's birthday party at Union League club?
Hear me out on this. This, not me, and I never got to go. I was not invited. But this kid, this was the end of grade school, like 7th, 8th grade. His dad would allow him, because he was a member of the Union League club, would allow him to bring like 5 friends. They would he would get hotel rooms in the Union League club, and then they would go and play basketball in the gym and go in the swimming pool and like do these different things. But like it was like one night you'd go to the Union League club. And like that was
absurd.
A little bit, but also like I never got to go, and I was like,
Oh.
that would have been really cool to do that.
At least it's not bothering you now.
It's not bothering me now.
Are you sure about that?
I don't hold a grudge at all, Ryan.
That's ridiculous. But yeah, that there's always something like that where you wish you were invited to.
Yeah. And so like we all kind of empathize a little bit with Cartman on this.
Yeah.
Not to the lengths that he goes to locking his friend in a bomb shelter and pretending that the world had ended. Poor Butters.
What I will say though, just going back to the outset when I said that I learned that Casa Bonita existed from this, I imagine, because I looked up the restaurant on Wikipedia, it seems like the episode was a big boon for business at this. And it closed, I think it closed for a bit. And then
I don't think it closed officially. I think what ended up happening is that like COVID pushed it to the brink because nobody could go and like eat out or anything like that, or nobody wanted to. And so then...
And this isn't a place where you get takeout.
Exactly. And so they were desperate, and then that's when Matt and Trey bought it. And then like they closed it down so that they could like fix it up and everything. But they bought it at that time, and then like have fixed it up. And then since I think this past summer in 2023 is when they reopened again.
I forgot they bought it.
We talked about like I don't know what kind of restaurant it is like in terms of like food quality.
Yeah, I would say like crappy Americanized Mexican food, but
white people taco night.
Yeah. Even with that though, I said earlier my disdain in a prior episode, my disdain for Denver, which kind of was started from one experience at the airport. This is the only place in Denver I really want to go to.
Oh yeah, for sure. I would
love to go here. And it's all from this episode.
Yeah, and in fact, I was out in Denver this past summer visiting my wife's aunt. And as we were driving back, she was like, "Oh, maybe next time you come, you can go to Casa Bonita. They got like a guy that goes off of a cliff." Like she's saying this, having never seen the South Park episode, and she's selling me on it, kind of the same way that Cartman is selling me on this. This whole experience.
When's the last time you went to Rainforest Cafe?
I don't even know. Like, I think I've only been like once or twice.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
well, so I grew up close to Woodfield, so it was like a thing for parents to take their kids because it was like the go-to. I was afraid of the snake outside even when I knew it wasn't real, I was afraid of the snake outside the Rainforest Cafe in Woodfield, but it was like a thing to go to.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I was in high school, someone had an ironic birthday party at Rainforest Cafe when we were like 17, 16. And we went to the Rainforest Cafe, and I wasn't surprised, but I had not realized how fucking terrible the food is.
Yeah.
And how expensive it was.
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of the vibe that I'm thinking.
Yeah.
With that said, I still want to go.
Oh, absolutely. Maybe we can do an outing and do
Yeah.
just take a trip out to Matt and Trey if you'd like to have us come.
That's all I got. I don't know if
That's all I got too. It's a funny episode. Like the fact that Cartman goes to such lengths. I mean, he does that in all of his schemes that he does, but like that he goes to such lengths to get Butters not invited and then him invited, and then the way he like ends the episode by like running around and doing all the things after everybody's found out what actually happened. Typical Cartman. But I mean, this is one of the better South Park episodes.
Yeah,
Like one of the like classic ones, and I think
top
it's
10,
Matt and one of their favorite ones too.
top 10, top 15. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
Very good. I don't even know if you want to do a score. I don't know if we do that for TV
I mean,
shows.
I think we have done it for TV shows, but all of them are like
It's about the
pretty
same.
high because the shows that we're doing are good shows for
Yeah.
the most part. So we can do it. I mean,
Did you look it up?
Nope.
Okay. 8-8.
9.
Even 9.
9.
9.2.
Wow.
You know what's weird? It's going to sound made up. I was thinking, I don't know how my brain works sometimes. I was thinking like 9.2 or 8.8. I had skipped the entire 8.9, 9, and 9.1.
Nothing exists in between 8, 8 and